So start us off then. What is the first name? Who are we going with first?
I mean, I think the first name would be, I mean, I think it's a common one, but for me, it would be Rookie.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about Rookie, but I
probably
think
is the best player to ever play the LPL, right?
I mean, I would say like at his peak, he would probably be top 3 for sure. Top 3 with, the usual names, Faker, Uzia. But I think Rookie is up there. And I think the special thing about him is he's used to be like a one-man team, one-man army, which I'm not sure if Faker had any success doing so in his own teams, because I would say maybe except for 1 or 2 years, Faker, at least he always had a decent team. But for Rookie, so many years he had to play like 1v5, 2v5. And even, I think even the year when they won Worlds or after they won Worlds, I wouldn't say he had 4 other teammates. I would say he had like maybe 2 or 3.
No, a lot of people don't know that. Like, even though IG dropped off, and even in V5 they've had their failures, oftentimes Rookie actually was amazing. It's just that the team fell apart in the regionals or shit the bed in the summer split, etc. after looking good at times. So tell me this then. People know Rookie the player, but how did he influence how the LPL brings players in or builds around players?
I think he was the first one who, yes, he was extremely good in lane, extremely oppressive. I think more, I would say like for the Western audience, most of them you would think of like, was similar to Larssen, but with a bigger champion pool. And he doesn't always play with the support of his teammates. There's a difference between him and I would say like Larssen, right? Because Larssen has a very lane oppressive style, but he has a lot of support from his teammates, but Rookie doesn't always have it. And he plays accordingly for like maximum pressure against the enemy mid laner, and of course the enemy jungler as well, where he always positions himself where it looks like you can gank him, but actually he has everything like planned out a few steps ahead, which is extremely special. And I think after they won Worlds, I think everyone started to look to, I think him and Deshai had the biggest impact on the scene, and everyone wanted like mechanically strong, extremely good laning players after IG won Worlds.
Okay. Can you give us like some examples? What types of players do you think came in the wake of Rookie in this sense?
Yeah, I mean, for sure it's like Knight. Knight is one. I would say like Crying is one, and at the very early parts of his career, but his champion pool was very limited. And the rest, I think they are not as, how would I say, they are not as impressive. I mean, there's like Angel, but I think the other mid laners are not as impressive or oppressive as Rookie is. I think Knight is the closest one, but Knight's like game sense or understanding of the entire map is very lacking. While yes. Rookie, I think I would say he is experienced enough, or he's used to having not the best teammates, and he knows how to just take over the whole map with his own lead. And I believe you guys can see, I think it was 2019 Worlds, where he solo killed Jensen and just took over the whole map in group stage. And from my own from my own personal experiences as well, like even in scrims, his whole team can be crumbling, and he will still drag them across the finish line. I think this guy is he's a good role model. He never blames his teammates. He always takes the responsibility, even though it's not his fault. I would say 99% is not his fault, but he just sucks it up for a team, and he always has a good work ethic. So I believe he belongs at the top as one of the most iconic players.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I actually think I could draw a parallel in CSGO with Simple, because they have a very similar story, which is that they were just like the best player, even when their team wasn't the best. They had to what made them masters of the game, I know this will sound counterintuitive to a fan, is the fact that their teammates were often so lacking. Because as you're saying, like if you have a jungler who's just useless for a whole split, you essentially have to learn how to jungle as a fucking mid laner and figure out like, where do I help this guy? Where do I cut off things? Where do I trick the other mid laner? I think the actual jungler is going to do a gank now. You have to do, so basically Simple did the same things in CSGO. CSGO. He just learned like how to support a player, how to like play that guy's position as well and swap over. And basically, even though it's going to seem as a bit of a more different example because people know Simple was famous for being a bit toxic, that's the thing that later in his career he fixed, right? In interviews later, he wouldn't ever blame anyone. Spoiler, he still secretly thought that guy fucked up and should never be on the team. But he got smart enough to know you don't tell the guy that, you just think it in your mind and you figure out how to make it work. Because the thing I always thought was amazing, I used to joke about it, but I actually think this is how you allow teammates that are flawed to exist and get the most out of them. You know, I always make fun of the fact that the Shy in interviews would talk like, yeah, and then me and Rookie were like really good, but then the rest of the team were just inting all over the map. And I was just thinking, like, if you're Rookie, it'd be like, really, homie? They were all inting, were they? It's like, you're inting me off these games. But I tell you what, the problem is, if you think how good the Shy is, if you just told the Shy straight up, that's you as well, you're fucking up. You might just ruin the whole, he might never give you those carry performances. It might fucking ruin the whole friendship, whatever fucked up thing he's got going on. Like, in a fucked up way, you have to sort of let some of these people think that they're doing an all right job. You can't be overly harsh when you're the star player because you want them to play for you. You want them to think, oh yeah, Rookie's awesome. Oh, I love playing with that guy. I will listen to what he says. I will try and play around what he's doing. Like, there's a logic to that, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it was like just an interesting like anecdote, I think, about the Shy. And just to say that, you know, he's not on my list, but I remember in like the regional finals in 2020 against LGD. I think on that day, you know, I woke up very late, around 6 p.m. and I instantly sent a message to the coach of IG, you know, like, hey, do you want to go for a drink to celebrate? But when I opened Twitch or YouTube, and I just noticed that they were 2-0 down or something. And what I heard later was that I think somewhere late in the series, the coach had to like kneel down and beg the Shy to pick Ornn for like 2 games. But I think that strategy didn't work for the final game, and then, you know, they just lost to LGD, which was quite a shame actually.
Sure. No, by the way, that's also the contrast I think is unfair when people contrast like Faker with anyone. It's like, bro, Faker had some of the best coaches of all time. He had teammates that just listened to him. He had an org where everything ran through him. Like, because the other thing to say here is, I'm sure for Rookie, part was what was tricky as well, is this might sound weird to a fan, but to the Chinese orgs, they might really think, why would I need to get any extra players? I got you, Rookie. I'm paying you millions, mate. Like, just win me do what Faker does. Win me the World Championship. Like, they aren't necessarily going to, like, because he's Korean as well. And I know now he's got like Fluent and all the rest of it, and he's been acclimatized. I'm sure it took many years before he actually was able to have say in the team and what he wanted to do and get some of the things his way, right?
I think it was about 2018. Or mainly it was like after, because initially it was Kakao and Rookie, and Kakao was like the bigger name. But after Kakao left IG, I think it was Rookie who had most of the say. And he was able to work with like coaching staff and the management to decide like what teammates he wants.
Fair enough. By the way, one thing I'll also say about Rookie as a player as well is, this is how you know he did like become a master of the game, not just an amazing mid laner, a master of League of Legends. Mate, you can go look at some of those old lineups. Dude, people think like he had the Shy his whole career or something, or he had like fucking Jackie Love. Bro, you should go and look at those early years, some of the players that played with him. Like, it's like that thing they say about Michael Jordan. If you know this, but Michael Jordan only had something mental like 4 teammates ever that became Hall of Famers, which is like, what? Like, you know, other players have had like 10, 15. Like, it's like that with Rookie, mate. If you go back and look, the joke is it'd be quicker to just name the players who were really good that played with him. We could do it on one hand, probably.
I think, I mean, you can just look at like 2020, where the Shy was like super inconsistent, and they had, you know, they had also jungler, but I think IG has one of the worst bot lanes in professional League of Legends. Yeah, I think the bot lane, if I had to rank amongst all the regions, it would be somewhere stuck around the bottom with the NA bot laners. It was a really horrible bot lane, probably the worst in the LPL, and they managed to get fifth place? Yeah, I think 5th place because they lost to LGD for the 4th seed at Rose. And that was such a shame. I think he was trying to drag 3.5 corpses sometimes. And it was very close for him.
Funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content. Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.